Hey there, Cerise here. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Guys, I have a news article for you here. A lot of you who rent apartments from me and request airport pickup and drop offs, you've been asking about the curfew, the state of emergency here in the Dominican Republic. And here's the answer, the most recent answer, that is. Alrighty, let's read through this article together from listendiario.com. President Abinader requests another 45 days of state of emergency. The President of the Republic, Louis Abinader, sent another bill to the Congress of the Republic to extend the state of emergency for another 45 days. It is the second time that Abinader requests the extension of the national emergency after assuming power in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. The letter was sent to the President of the Chamber of Deputies, Alfredo Pacheco, last Friday, a week before the expiration of the current term, which ends on the 18th of October. Article number 28 of Law 21-18 establishes that the executive power can request the extension of the state of exception as long as the reasons that give rise to its application prevail. To motivate the request, it is explained in the document that although the contagion of the disease has been contained thanks to the measures adopted during the state of emergency, it is necessary to maintain some of these in order to achieve a safe social and economic reopening. It points out that in this way it would avoid having to resume more severe measures, and that when possibilities allow it, social distancing measures could be made more flexible. The latest state of emergency was approved by the Chamber of Deputies on August 28th, just 2 weeks after Louis Abinader took office. So guys, I think that's the end here. But yep, that's the end of the article. Now, what they mean when they say, it's important to achieve a safe social and economic reopening. Although the contagion of the disease has been contained thanks to the measures adopted during the state of emergency, it's still necessary to have some rules in order, they feel. So, I read an article the other day on them, on the state of emergency rules being strict on masks and also on curfew. So try not to get caught up in the streets after curfew unless you are working or you're assisting someone, but make sure you speak to an authority figure. There is a way that you can get a pass if you are working, and if you are in the restaurant, there is a way that you can get a pass to say that you were working during the curfew hours. Also, like for instance, there's a restaurant that delivers here in Los Cheramicos, and they're open 24/7. Well, not 24/7. They open up at 5 o'clock, and they stay open to the evening, but they deliver food, and they are allowed to. So if you guys are hungry and you want some delivery, you let me know. Give me a shout at 829-702-7726 on WhatsApp, and I can have some food delivered to you. Some natural Dominican tacos and natural Dominican burritos and really good food, and it will save you from going outside and getting yourself into problems. Now, when it comes to masks, the masks are a very strict rule here. You do have to wear them. Now, if I do see people on the beach and I'm also on the beach, we don't wear the masks, especially if we have the social distancing, but always have your mask with you. Do not leave home without it. It is your new credit card, so to speak, because it will pay you out of problems. Okay, so that is the new news. Looks like another 45 days. On October 18th, we will be going into another 45 days of curfew. Some of you guys complain about the curfew. Like, for instance, I had to speak to a person the other day that contacted me, and he was like, Cerise, I want you to find me an apartment. How much is this house for sale? How much is this? How much is that? And he had me working for him. And I was like, okay, well, when are you coming? And he said, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be there when the curfew is going on. And I understand that. But I don't understand why he would request so many apartments and prices and fees. They may not even be available when he gets here. So he wasted his time. He wasted mine. And he also wasted the landlord's times that I had to contact in regards to seeing what was available. So, guys, don't do that. If you know when you're coming, you let me know and I'll get you a rock bottom apartment, meaning rock bottom prices, but something very nice that you would love to be in, whether it's vacation or long term. Also, if you are afraid of the curfew because you're afraid you're going to be locked in, don't be. Don't be at all. You can still enjoy yourself if you get a residential area that has a pool, and you can still enjoy yourself if you have a good friend that you want to take back to your spot and hang out with, or if you have good friends. You're still allowed to enjoy your vacation. 9 o'clock at night is the curfew right now, Monday to Friday, and you can get a lot done from 5 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. Let's face it, some of you guys are coming here for the party of it all. And by 9 o'clock, you've already gotten all the party out of you on the beach. You met a few people. You're going back to your spot to chill out, have a few drinks, smoke a few cigars, or just watch the sunset. A lot of people as well, they are wondering how strict it is. Well, you know what? It's a curfew. And if you are out in the street and if there are police, they will approach you and they will ask you what you're doing in the street. So be careful. A lot of people are asking, what's it like on the weekends when you have to go in at 7 o'clock p.m.? Again, I would say the weekends at 7 o'clock p.m. are to stop people from forgetting about the social distancing. So a lot of people have drinks on weekends. A lot of people like to party. It hasn't really affected me. One time it did. I was at a gathering the other night and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 5 to 7. I had to jump on a motor concho from El Bate, Sosua, and get to Los Chiramicos, which is roughly a 5-minute, maybe 3-minute motor concho. So I was on time and it wasn't a worry, but I was conscious of the fact that anything could happen in that 5 minutes. And I was also mindful of the fact that there is some forgiveness. The police here understand that you might be getting from point A to point B, and that you are going to be about 5 minutes late, 15 minutes late. And they understand that. They really do. I mean, you don't want to go from point A to point Z at 7 o'clock or 5 to 7. I mean, it's a longer distance. But at the same time, it is understood that people are needing to get around and get about. And sometimes we do need a couple of more minutes to do that. So there is a window of forgiveness, but don't take it upon yourself to leave Las Terrenas at 6 o'clock expecting to get to Sosua for 7 o'clock. Give yourself a little bit more travel time. Aside from that, guys, the curfew I find is in order, but it's in regards to curfew times, it's not 24-hour lockdown. During those hours, you can go to the beach. You can also go to bars. You can go to restaurants. You can walk up and down the street. There's a lot of stores that are open. Everything is open during those hours. Everything is open. So you don't have to worry about something being closed. I don't feel that it's going to cut into your quality of vacation unless you are the type of person that comes here only for discos. If you come here only for discos and you're only here for the nightlife, chances are that yes, it could cut into your vacation time. However, why not try a different vibe here? Why not come down and live with the locals and see how we're doing it here and see how we are getting along with the curfew? Some days you may just decide to stay in, especially if you have a pool, and just have a couple of drinks or a coffee or tea and meet the visitors as well that are hanging in your area. A different vibe is always nice as well. I will assure you that when you do come here, the curfew will not interfere with your vacation if you are looking for lovely days on the beach and just good vacation time. Sometimes people like to drive around the island, and if that's so, I would suggest that you start 5 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then head out and go to Punta Cana or go somewhere else. It takes 4 hours to get to Santo Domingo. You can get to Santo Domingo early in the morning and make it back here if that's what you want to do. So there's no blockages from driving around the island. You come, enjoy yourself, and don't shoot yourself in the foot from having a good time just because you're afraid of not having a good time. Remember, faith before fear. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And this is the update on the new 45 days state of emergency.